Hey guys, welcome to Canadian Nest. With this video, I'm starting a new series, Express Entry series, which will cover every step in detail. So don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video useful. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any future notifications for the upcoming videos. In this video, I will cover the following points. How to check if you are eligible to immigrate to Canada? What are the ways to immigrate to Canada? What are the different programs under Express Entry and their eligibility? Are you eligible under FSW program of Express Entry? And if you are eligible, what would be the next steps? So this is a very basic video but in very detail. So do watch till the end and let me know in the comment section below how you like this one. Your comments and likes give me motivation to create more such videos which are helpful for your immigration process as well. So without wasting any more time, let's begin. So first we will discuss about eligibility for immigration to Canada and the ways to immigrate. So suppose there is an applicant who wants to come to Canada. So there could be multiple ways. So the first thing he needs to check is Come to Canada tool on the Canada immigration website. So this tools helps you to identify the different ways which are there through which you can immigrate to Canada. So let's check those ways. The first one is you can move as an immigrant. The second one is you can move as a worker. The third one is you can move as a visitor there. And the fourth one is you can go as a student. So these are the only four possible ways by which you can move to Canada. So let's check these out. So for workers, visitors and students, the government says you must apply online, but it's not mandatory. So you can apply as paper application as well. So for immigrants, the first way is you can immigrate permanently under the Express Entry program, that is EE program, which was started back in 2015. So this is an online procedure. So the another way is you can immigrate permanently through any other program which is not Express Entry. For that you have to apply a paper-based application. So this is the difference. So let's check the Express Entry program's eligibility. What are their minimum requirements to be eligible for Express Entry program. So the Express Entry manages applications for 3 economic immigration programs. Not all programs are covered under Express Entry. So only these 3 programs are covered. So the first one is FSW, which is Federal Skilled Worker Program. The second one is FST, which is Federal Skilled Trades Program. And the third one is CEC, which is Canadian Experience Class Program. So we will see the eligibility criteria for all of them. But before that, there is one other program, PNP. It doesn't fall under Express Entry particularly. It's specific to provinces. But what happens is PNP can filter profiles according to their needs, according to their criteria, and sometimes they can choose the files from the Express Entry pool and send them invites. So but if you get a PNP or a province nomination, again you have to come back to Express Entry and process your immigration file. So PNP is like an additional program. So out of these 3 programs, you will choose one program according to your needs and your criteria. You can apply under one of these programs and you can get the Canadian PR. So let's check the eligibility criteria for all these 3 programs which are under Express Entry. Please be noted, these are all 3 economic immigration programs. There are some other programs as well, like business programs or startups, so those are different. So the first factor is language. Under FSW you need at least CLB 7 either in English or French. What is your first official language in that one? And under FST you need CLB 5 in speaking and listening, and you need CLB 4 under reading and writing. For CEC the requirements are CLB 7 if your NOC is O or A, and you need a CLB 5 if your NOC is B. So the next factor is education. So for FSW you need at least secondary education. The more higher education you get, the more points you can get in this Express Entry system. So these are the minimum requirements. So this much is at least required. For FST this is not required. So that means that no minimum education is required, but you can use your Canadian education or you can use your foreign education and you can gain more points by that. So same thing is with CEC, the Canadian Experience Class. You can show your Canadian degree and all that to gain more points, but minimum requirement is not there. For job offer, FSW doesn't require any job offer, but if you have a job offer, again you can gain some points. For FST, yeah, you need a valid job offer. So this is like a minimum requirement. Without job offer, you can't apply under FST. So minimum 1 year job offer is required with a certificate of qualification in skilled trade by any Canadian authority. For CEC, again, no job offer is required, but if it is there, it can be advantage to you. So work experience. So work experience in FSW, you need 1 year continuous experience in the last 10 years. It could be a full-time, it could be a part-time, or it could be a combination of all those jobs. So there could be 1+ jobs there. For FST, it needs to be a 2-year minimum work experience in the last 5 years. It could be a combination of full-time plus part-time. For Canadian experience class, you need at least 1 year of experience in the last 3 years in Canada. So here your Canadian experience is required. Foreign experience will not work because it's a Canadian experience class program. It could again be a combination of full-time plus part-time. So type of work experience, you need a Canadian or a foreign experience in one of these NOCs. It could be 0, A and B. Under FST, you need a Canadian or a foreign experience in skilled trades under key groups of NOC B. Under CEC, obviously you will be needing only Canadian experience in one of these NOCs, 0, A and B. So these are all the minimum eligibility criteria for all these programs. So let's move to the next one. Eligibility to apply as federal skilled worker. So in this video we will discuss about the most common program, the federal skilled worker program, and what is the eligibility to apply FSW. So what are the minimum requirements for FSW? So this program is for skilled workers who have foreign experience and who are willing to migrate to Canada as permanent residents. So any foreign person who want to immigrate to Canada can use this program. So now let's check what are the minimum requirements to be eligible for the FSW. So the first one is work experience. So you should have at least worked in one of these NOC groups, 0, A or B, and you should have at least 1 year of continuous work experience in the last 10 years. So this is the minimum requirement for WorkX. Second one is education. So for education, if you studied in Canada, certificate, diploma, degree, at least high school or post-secondary is required to be eligible. If you have a foreign study, then you need a ECA from the designated organizations equivalent to Canadian standards. And the third one is language ability. You need a language test in either in English or French. The minimum score should be CLB 7 in all 4 abilities. So if you achieve more, you will get more points, but the minimum eligibility is CLB 7 in all 4 modules: listening, reading, writing and speaking. The next thing is the test result should be valid on the date of applying for PR. So these are the minimum 3 requirements which make you eligible for FSW. Now let's check what are the factors and how much score you require to be eligible for FSW. So basically there are 6 selection factors for FSW. Let's check them. The first one being age. So for age you get maximum 12 points. Under 18 there is 0 point. In the range of 18 to 35 you get 12 points. And after 35 years of age, 1 point keeps dropping every year. So the next factor is education. In education you get max 25 points. So you need a certificate, diploma or degree from Canada or foreign, which should be Canadian equivalent at least. So the next factor is WorkX. In the WorkX you can get maximum 15 points for your NOC. So 1 year is equal to 9 points, the experience. 2 to 3 years of experience gives you 11 points. With 4 to 5 years of experience you get 13 points. And with 6 or 6+ of years of experience you get 15 points. In the language skills, like I said earlier also, you need at least minimum CLB 7. So the maximum points you can gain is 28 points. So the first official language can give you max 24 points and the second official language can give you 4 points. So if your first official language is English, second you can use French if you know it, so that you can achieve more 4 points. So the fifth factor is arrange employment CA. Here you can get max 10 points. So you should have job offer of at least 1 year of NOCs 0, A or B groups. So there are multiple scenarios in that part which can give you max 10 points. You have to check the link in the description for that. I will provide the link in the description as well of this video, so do check that one. So the next factor is adaptability. In adaptability you can get max 10 points. You can gain that point for yourself and your spouse in multiple areas. The first could be your spouse language level, or you and your spouse past studies in Canada, or you and your spouse past work in Canada, WorkX, or you have arranged employment or relatives in Canada. Again, for all the details you have to check the link in the description. So the total points become 100 here, and you at least need 67 points to be eligible for this FSW. So many of you might have heard about CRS score, express entry pool and all those things, but this one is the major requirement before actually entering the pool. You might not be getting this information at many places. This is the minimum requirement you need, 67 points out of 100 first to be eligible for Federal Skilled Worker Program. So let's check what if you are eligible for this FSW program, then what next. So the next thing is, if you become eligible under FSW, you can create an express entry profile and enter the express entry pool. Your profile will be valid in the express entry pool for 1 year. There could be 3 stages which could be classified into. So the first one is pre-ITA, the second one is receiving ITA, and the third one is post-ITA. So ITA is basically invitation to apply. Before receiving that ITA, there is a pre-ITA phase and a post-ITA phase. So major steps happen in that phases only. So let's see in brief. So in pre-ITA, you submit basic documents like IELTS score and ECA, education credential assessment, along with your personal details. So you need to calculate your CRS score, and you need to create a profile and enter the express entry pool. And after that, you wait for EE draws. So once you get shortlisted, you will receive an ITA. After accepting that invitation to apply, the post ITA phase starts. So generally in that post ITA, you need to submit all your required documents. There would be a document checklist as well, and a specific time period is given. Generally it's 60 days, but due to COVID this is 90 days. So in this you need to submit your all the required documents along with your document application fees. And once you submit all those things, you will get your AOR, that is acknowledgement of receipt, and later after some time you will get a biometrics letter to submit your biometrics. Then mostly the processing starts. Generally the time is 6 months, what they say, when the program started express entry, but due to COVID again these things have got delayed, and you will receive your passport submission once the processing is done. After passport submission request, you will receive a COPR after some days. Once you have a COPR with you, you can land in Canada. So this is the brief in which how express entry program works. So this video was to show you what all things are there to be eligible to FSW program. So this is the first part of this express entry series. So in the next videos I will be discussing another parts of this express entry series in detail. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet, because many videos are coming. And also press the bell icon so that you can immediately receive the notifications for all those videos. So thank you for watching this one. You can like, share and subscribe to the channel Canadianness if you haven't yet, and you can also share this video with your friends and family and those who are looking to get the basic information about express entry. Thank you so much.